Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? We're using the pink bunny tonight. And we're going to do it on the rectangle board. And the reason we're doing it on the rectangle board is because the rectangle board's slim. It'll be a nice fit for the bunny. Denise. I was a hoe in my past life, but I ain't now. And we're going to do it without florals. Or attempt. Hello, everybody. All right, and we're going to use value mesh. The reason we're using value mesh is because I had some left over, so we're going to use it. All right. I cut it 30 inches because with value mesh, you need more. With value mesh, this is not a case of less is more, you need more. It's value mesh. But I love the way that value mesh ruffles up. It kind of tutus up. I will be assaulting the bunny. I will be. It's inevitable, my friends. It's got to happen. I was going to do something else. And then when I got to put the project, I was like, oh, I need that clock. I need that big clock. I just love how value mesh ruffles up. It is so pretty. It's a pink one. It is. There's been a lot of people having surgery. Miss Lynn just had surgery again. A lot of people have had surgery again. A lot. Hello to my YouTube friends. I'm a horrible host. I keep forgetting to say hi to my YouTube friends. I got to get better about that. Ooh, I'm on the big screen, baby. Does this mat make my wreath look fat? We are making a simple wreath tonight because not everything has to be big and over the top. So we're making a nice little bunny wreath on the rectangle board tonight. Some people just absolutely love these small wreaths. Oh my! Could we all get healthy? Spring is coming. Spring is coming. Well, we're still going to do like the extra something something. Y'all calm down, you know. It is me. It is me. Calm down. The mesh is cut at 30 inches. Did I heat seal the mesh? No. No. I like literally y'all the other day. I had a nightmare about heat sealing mesh. I'm not kidding. I did. That's pretty bad. Heat seal mesh one time and I'm having nightmares about it. Ooh. That's not good, is it? See how that fits just nicely? This bunny came from Walmart. This one came from Walmart. So I'm going to cut my ribbon 14 inches. Do y'all ever like you're crafting and you have a duh moment? I was doing that the other day. I had a bad duh moment. I was doing something and I was like, man, there's got to be an easier way. I don't know if y'all know, but I make big fiesta bows with the streamers, and I was cutting the streamers, and I was having to cut the streamers 36 inches long. All right, and I have to cut like hundreds of them for the bows. No joke, hundreds of them. And I was like, man, there's got to be an easier way because I've got my cutting mat out and I'm 36 inches cut. 30, and I was like, duh. I finally was like, duh. Set my measure buddy to 18 inches and rocked him, and I went rocking and rolling, and I was so happy after that. That made that go so much quicker. Well, I don't have a Joann's near me. My nearest Joann's is about 2 hours away. My nearest Hobby Lobby is an hour away. So, yeah. Speaking of Hobby Lobby, my husband's going to Hobby Lobby for me tonight. Where is my Tina Kelly? He is on a mission to get me some felt. I really need to go to Hobby Lobby myself. Anybody ever just go shopping for inspiration when you have creator's block? Thank you, Lynn. Anybody else just go store wandering just for... Okay, we're going to set that to the side. And while I'm cutting, I'm going to go ahead and cut my flex tube. We're going to use flex tube, y'all. I'm in a flex tube state of mind. I know that doesn't bother y'all. And we're going to cut it 24 inches. I didn't go anywhere with Lori. Are you talking about the shop we were at? That shop we were at is here in Murray. And I was so tired I didn't get to shop. Shame on me. But the shop is close to me. It's 45 minutes away, so I can go basically there whenever I want. Kind of thing. No, Lynn, I didn't. I didn't because I already have two very large Grinches that I use. Well, I have more than that. So I just kind of felt like doing that would be overkill. So I didn't. I refrained. I behaved myself. And the other reason I didn't is because, I'm not doing Grinch this year. I've got different plans for this year for my Christmas. I don't do the same thing every year. So, ooh, Miss Anna, you should try. You should try. Try to use them pipe cleaners. I got it from Craft Outlet. The tubing came from Craft Outlet. It just depends. Sometimes I cut it off, sometimes I don't need to. Sometimes I just tuck the pipe cleaner in where you can't see it. So I'm going to put 2 pieces of flex tube in each tie. And I'm going to do open end at opposite ends to kind of make it look a little bit more whimsical, festive. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I'm getting there, Denise. I mean, I'm getting there day by day. I mean, today I finally picked something up off the floor. So that's definite progress. I've got to go to PT tomorrow. I want to put some lavender back in. We're going to make a bow first. Shall we? We shall. Hello? I mean, I couldn't bend over. I like to pick it up. I was able to squat down, but I was able to pick something up off the floor. And right now, that's like progress. Sandra, I've got one somewhere, and me and my husband just haven't taken the time to dig around for it. Come on. I don't think I've ever gotten anything for free from Retro. There it is. I'm going to say the green beans were too heavy for it and you dropped it on your foot. That's going to be my guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they bill my insurance. Hey, Miss Dottie. I'm doing as well as I can. That's my answer. I may have lied, y'all. I think we're going to have to Jackie-fy this. I think we are. Well, thank you, Miss Sandra. I appreciate that. Poor bunny. I'm glad y'all think I look great. I really am, and that makes me feel good, because I just told my husband today, I'm like, because I haven't got my hair colored in a long time, and, you know, things like that, because my back, I told him, I said, I think I just, you know, I told my husband, I don't think I look good. So thank y'all. I appreciate that. One day I will retire this ice pick. I don't know, Dottie. I don't know. This ice pick is special to me, so I don't know. I like, you know, I don't know if I could ever retire this ice pick. It's pretty special to me. It has a story. Y'all like to hear stories. Do you want to hear the story of the ice pick? It's a simple story. It really, look. Sit, bunny, sit. Good bunny. Well, years ago. Oh, bunny! Don't do that. Did y'all see that? He hopped right off my table. He was offended. He's like, you stabbed me in the butt, in the head, and I'm out. Deuces. See ya. We're gone. That's it. I'm glad I caught him. If I didn't catch him, I'd have to get down off my throne here and crawl on the floor. No, thank you. I don't know if I've ever told y'all this, but I was one of the first wreath makers to go full-time making wreaths. Actually, I think I was the first one. And it was because my grandfather passed away. And my grandfather, believe it or not, when he was alive, he was my biggest supporter, y'all. He really was. And it was funny because back then I was making my own wreath bases on wire wreath forms, y'all. This is before Lori came along. That's how long ago this was, my friend. So this is before Lori came along. All right. And my granddad would help me put the pipe cleaners on the wire work form and whatnot. And one day I needed to poke a hole in something, and that's when my granddad gave me the ice pick. So my granddad is no longer with me. Of course, that's been years ago. So I just don't think I could ever retire that ice pick because it was literally right after my granddad passed that I started doing this full time. Because the job that I had brought my granddad home to pass, and they fired me for that. They fired me for it. So, needless to say, instead of looking for another job, I was like, I was already doing good, making money with the wreaths. Tiffany really needed me to be home to get her off the bus and stuff. So that's just the direction I went. So with my granddad as an angel on my shoulder, supporting me on. So that's why I keep the ice pick at my table. Just a reminder. My grandmother is the one that kind of taught me to sew. So I'm sure y'all know about those tomato pin cushions. So I have my grandmother's tomato pin cushion at my sewing area. Of course, she passed away 11 years before my granddad did. And the house I'm in now, that I live in, is the house that I grew up in. I grew up in this house. So, lots of memories. Alright, y'all. I'm glad y'all like my stories. I appreciate it. Oh my, I need to go buy new greenery. I do. It's time to go shopping, y'all. It actually is. It's time. It's time to go do some shopping. I used to. Yeah, when I was younger, I couldn't get out of here fast enough because it just seemed like my neighbors were always minding my business, and I was younger and I didn't appreciate that. Like that's how it felt. It felt like my neighbors were always all up in my business, constantly telling my grandparents what I was doing, and that annoyed me. Of course, I was a kid. Of course, it annoyed me, right? Not that I was doing anything wrong, it was just annoying. Like, come on. So I couldn't get out of here fast enough. Now that I'm older, I appreciate the neighbors knowing because they know if somebody is on my property that doesn't belong, kind of thing. And it's a good thing. It just seems, the things that I didn't appreciate when I was younger, now that I'm older, I appreciate them. Well, I live out in the country, so it's a different kind of neighborhood watch around here. This is from one of the kits that I did. This is from one of the Unique in the Creek kits. I had that left over, which is kind of perfect for this project. Because it doesn't need that much greenery. For those of you that don't know, I am stabbing that into the mesh to hold it. That way it secures the greenery down. hope one day my daughter will want to be my neighbor, but I don't see that happening because for the career path that she's chosen, we live in a small town. I'm realistic. My daughter's probably going to have to move off to pursue her dreams. Alright, so what I'm going to do, because I put the flex tube in, I'm actually going to weave it out just a bit, so it's not lost under my greenery. So I'm kind of weaving it into my greenery, pulling it out a bit, if that makes sense. If at any point in time I'm saying something that doesn't make sense to y'all, I will figure out another way to explain it. Just say something, okay? And I typically don't use flex tube and greenery, so that's kind of new. Remember this from the other night? I think we have just enough for this project. Alright, we do. Oh, these rectangle boards help me get rid of leftovers. And I like that. Judy, no, I don't. I do not. I have been downsizing my supplies for a few years now, with a purpose. I have a purpose for it. Because I kind of backed up and retracted, number one, for tax purposes. Number two, it's kind of difficult to build. I had two buildings. At one time. One was very large, the other one was smaller. And they weren't my dream buildings, so I backed up, took a step back, and sold both of those so I could get one building and build my dream building. I've come this far. Been doing this for years. And I'm the kind of person I don't settle for anything less than achieving my goals and my dreams. All this greenery that I'm using, y'all, is all left over from other big projects that I did. It's kind of like it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's not enough to make really big wreaths like I normally do. So another use for the rectangle board is just to get rid of the little bit of this and a little bit of that that you might have hanging around your work area kind of thing. Judy Baker, that kind of shocks me. Yes, that's my sister. And she's the best kind of sister, y'all. Not by birth, by choice. Ta-ta-da! Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-da! I was wondering if this was, if it was only going to bother me. I was curious. I was so curious if this was, if it only bothers me. I'm so glad it doesn't. Because we kind of got two choices. Tuck the mesh or pull a little bit out. And I think we'll go with the pull a little bit out method. Because I kind of like it. So we'll just pull a little bit out on the other side. Like that. I'm so glad to know it's not just me. That way it's balanced. Little nip and tuck. Am I changed? I didn't, I don't know, y'all. I don't think it needs to be changed. Y'all think her necklace bow, her neck bow needs to be changed? Well, if y'all going to make me change the neck bow, it means I got to go get some ribbon. Because I have the perfect ribbon. So hold on a second. Let me go get the perfect ribbon. It's on the shelf. Yikes. My dog Buster, he started acting weird when I go live, y'all. He disappears. He goes downstairs. I genuinely don't know what his deal is now. I go live and he disappears. He used to go behind my work table and just hang out. Now he's just like, I gotta go. See ya. I think he gets tired of hearing me talk. He's probably all confused and he's just like gets fed up like, I don't know who you're talking to. Like, are you talking to me? I had just a smidge of this left and I'm out. I had just enough for the bow. How perfect is that? And we'll kind of leave the pink ribbon in the background just as part like that. Just as a little something. That better, my friends? I guess you thought after I assaulted the bunny, I might as well give it a new bow. Something to make it feel good about itself. Alright, y'all. Well, that's it for tonight. I will see y'all Wednesday. And I think Wednesday we're going to do a pretty big project. Pretty big. Would y'all like a sneak peek? I need to go get a clock. I've had this wreath attachment for a couple years, but at least I can tell you where I got it from. That much I can do. And I think, you know, this will be my last bunny for the season. So if I'm going to, you know, make my last Easter wreath, why not go out with a bang, right? But doesn't it need a clock? It needs that big clock. It needs that big clock from the ribbon shed. So we will get the clock. I'll be out and about tomorrow. And I'll run by the ribbon shed and get some stuff. And while I'm up that way, maybe take my daughter to lunch. All right. All right, so we'll see you Wednesday, and this is what we're going to do. Y'all have fun till then. Bye, y'all.